Hi, I'm Danielle Talamantes. I'm here with my husband, Kerry Wilkerson, part of the Talamantes Wilkerson Voice Studio, and we're super excited to launch our virtual choir festival, the inaugural one, next month. And I'm going to pass it on to Kerry.
We have with us this afternoon an old friend of mine. I shouldn't say old friend.
Dear.
A long-time friend.
I think we're pretty much old friends, Kerry, no matter how you slice or dice it.
Monica Reinagel, the self-proclaimed nutrition diva. We've got Monica lined up to come speak with our participants of our virtual choral festival first 2 weeks of July. And Monica and I were students together at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. She was a graduate student when I was an undergrad. And I stumbled on one of her podcasts a few years ago and was just kind of dumbfounded that where your life has taken you. And Monica, please just share with our participants what you've done with your career and what you're doing now, and how we can expect you might meld nutrition with singing.
Well, I was so delighted to hear from you after all of these years. Since we were in school together, our paths kind of diverged. And it's great to reconnect on a couple of different levels now. And I'm so excited to be part of your virtual voice festival, choral festival in July. So as you say, you and I were both in school together. I'm a mezzo-soprano, a classically trained singer, and have been singing professionally now for decades. But I do also have this other life. After I had been out of school for about 10 years, I went back to school to study nutrition and got a master's of science in nutrition, and launched the podcast that you stumbled across 12 years ago. And we called it back then, I have to admit to you, when I started podcasting, I'd never actually listened to a podcast yet. Now, of course, everybody knows what they are. So that was kind of lucky that I got in on the early part of that curve. But when we named the podcast, we did call it the Nutrition Diva, and it was a little bit of a reference to my other career and my other training. So I have pursued both of these professions simultaneously, although I will have to confess that I do now spend a whole lot more time doing speaking and teaching and podcasting about nutrition than I get to spend on stage singing. But this is a great chance to bring these two worlds together.
Well, we're absolutely thrilled that you're willing to do this for us, and we look forward to the conversation that you're going to have with us and our participants in July. And I'm sure there are going to be lots of questions from our participants and probably from us as well. So,
but I just want to point out how healthy Monica's speaking voice is. Everybody pay attention to this. Very, very important.
Well, thank you, Danielle. And I take secret pleasure a lot of times when people are writing reviews of the podcast, they always comment on my diction. And I think that was hard won. That was hard won. They don't teach that in podcasting school, I'll tell you that. But no, I think a lot of the questions that your participants have are ones that I've had myself and that you've had. I know that you spend a lot of time talking about vocal health. And as singers, of course, our bodies are our instruments. And so we need to know even a little bit more, maybe, than other musicians about how to keep our bodies and our instruments healthy. And nutrition plays a role in that. So we'll talk about just things like, how should you fuel before a performance? What are the best things to eat before a performance? How about eating after a performance? We know we're not supposed to eat so late, but how do we negotiate that? Even questions that come up about losing weight. Will losing weight affect my voice or my ability to sing? What's the best way to go about that? Pretty much whatever the participants bring, we will talk about it. But I'll start out with just some basic guidelines on how you can approach nutrition in a way that supports vocal health.
Excellent.
We can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Thank you, Monica. So
Thank
this
you.
is Together in Song, the TWVS Voice Studio Virtual Choral Festival. Thank you, Monica, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Yep, can't wait.